Hey y'all, this is part 6 in our series on industrialization in the United States, which saw the rise of industry in cities across America in the hands of a few very wealthy men. Specialized industries developed in the eastern half of the United States, and the way businesses ran, as well as how Americans consumed goods, was forever changed. Immigrants played a major role in the success of industrialization, but as we will learn today, they faced many challenges, and the country was faced with how it would deal with the influx of people. As you are watching, you should be thinking about how immigration affected the United States and its laws in the early 20th century. First, let's talk about all the contributions of immigrants to the United States. This country has historically been seen as a melting pot of cultures because so many people have immigrated here from other parts of the world. We saw the greatest numbers of immigrants in our history in the early 1900s, and when people move, they don't just leave everything about themselves behind. With all of these new people from all of these different countries came a lot of cultural diversity. First, there was much greater religious diversity. While the United States was founded by Christians looking to practice their faith outside of the Church of England, our Constitution allows for the practicing of all faiths, regardless of religion or denomination. During the early 20th century, people of many faiths immigrated to America, with a large portion being Jewish. In addition to their religions, people came with other aspects of their homelands, including foods, language, and customs. Lastly, and most importantly to industrialization, immigrants were a huge source of labor. Without this influx, factories would not have been nearly as efficient or profitable. And while some people argued that immigrants were taking jobs away from Americans, most of the time immigrants were simply filling jobs that Americans didn't want. Unfortunately, it wasn't all positive news. Even though immigrants provided a necessary source of steady labor, rapid industrialization meant rapid urbanization. Cities couldn't keep up with the quickly expanding population, creating health and sanitation concerns. Schools were overpopulated, and there wasn't enough housing to meet the population's needs, so single-family row houses were converted to multifamily homes, known as tenements. People were crammed into small, unsanitary spaces. Neighborhoods filled with poor minority groups were known as ghettos. Lastly, corrupt politicians took advantage of the situation, gaining power by tending to the needs of immigrants and then using their power and influence to get rich. Boss Tweed, as I mentioned in a previous lesson, was a great example of this. He got rich on the backs of hard-working immigrant families. As a result of these issues, there was a growing nativist movement. These people believed that only those born in the United States should be here, and created opposition to immigrants. They discriminated against the Irish, Chinese, Jewish, Polish, and Italian immigrants throughout the country, making it hard for them to find work and support themselves, which led to greater discrimination. In 1882, the Chinese Exclusion Act was passed, which put a 10-year hold on Chinese immigration to stop Chinese laborers from entering the United States. Lastly, the United States entered an informal gentleman's agreement with Japan, in which the U.S. didn't impose any actual restrictions on immigration, but Japan agreed to stop its citizens from immigrating from their home country. So as we've seen, immigration played a huge role in the industrialization of our country. It wouldn't have been as successful without this large working population. However, it resulted in greater racism and discrimination than we've previously seen. Take a moment to reflect on the essential question one last time and make sure your notes help you to fully respond.